subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Hi everyone, my name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Inquata Media once again. So, in the series called the PhD Admission Experiences for the year 2021, today I'm going to be speaking with Mr. Sunil Bose, who recently got the admission letter of IIM Bodh Gaya for the PhD program. IIM Bodh Gaya, we all know, is famous for learning and enlightenment. Bodh Gaya is a place for learning and enlightenment. So I'm sure for Mr. Sunil, this is going to be an amazing experience. In this interview, we are going to learn about his motivation, what made him think for the PhD program, how did he prepare, what did he prepare, from where did he prepare for the admission program, and all other aspects of the interview. Let me welcome Sunil. Welcome, Sunil. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm doing good, and hopefully, you are also doing good and doing greater cause for the society. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me on this platform. I'm
Thank you,
pleasure to be
Sunil.
here.
Thank you, Sunil. So you converted I am both Gaya. How does it feel?
Uh, to begin with, it was like more than a wow feeling, just
Huh.
because both the interview was totally grilling for me. It was
Okay.
approximately 1 hour, and when I got the result, I told my wife in a screaming voice, "Ki, wow, I got selected to both care." It was like I was not able to believe, and she was very much happy. More than myself, she was much happier. So
Uh-huh.
the feeling that you see from a family member, it is like more of a cherishing moment for you. And
Uh-huh.
Bodh Gaya, as you mentioned, is a center of learning, the Buddhas, and there are a lot of educational knowledge. It is a center of knowledge now.
Huh.
So I was totally delighted when I got this opportunity to work with Bodh Gaya.
Uh-huh.
And I was in and out searching about the professors, the questions they have put forward me during the interview, and was basically to tell I was enlightened by this
Okay.
interview. It
Okay,
was an
great.
enlightening interview.
So I will definitely ask you on those aspects, but I want to know from you what motivated you to take your PhD journey.
Okay.
Why did you start looking for the FPM programs at the first place?
Okay. So my first interaction or the buzzing of seeds for the exchange program started when I was in my MBA. I
Huh.
was pursuing my MBA from SIH College of Management Studies, and there was a topic related to logistics supply chain. I was doing my specialization for marketing, but there was a topic coming for logistics supply chain, and the
Hmm.
professor was but he was continuously talking on some marketing aspect. Now, since I have been entered with Hindustan Coca-Cola for more than 6 in that phase. So then things was coming easy to me. One biggest factor that I found that the research paper that we used to get read in Coca-Cola from Nielsen, from Kantar. So it gives me a lot of input and it gives me a confidence to work on the nitty-gritty factors of an institute, to work on yourself and to explore different opportunities which are
Hmm.
there outside the internal environment, like outside your organization. So while I was going through a research paper, my professor and found a keen interaction that there are a lot of linking between the research paper and the real life. And
Hmm.
things was like a cakewalk. Once you have a conceptual clarity about research papers, things are like cakewalk for you. It will give you much broader aspect to know more, to
Okay.
research, to analyze more.
Okay. So
So
that
this
was
was
the
my
motivation.
first
Okay.
motivation, ma'am.
Okay.
And since B schools are known to focus more on case studies, so the more case studies I was reading, the more focus I was getting into research topics.
Hmm.
Now, I was fortunate enough to work with big companies like ICICI Bank, Hindustan Coca-Cola, Coffee Day Group, Parle,
Hmm.
Airtel, and now I'm currently working in a government sector bank in the
Hmm.
marketing department. I
Hmm.
see a lot of happenings in the research aspect in private and public sector companies.
Hmm.
It is a very big risk that I have taken to leave a stable government job. Like my job is totally comfortable government job. But when I see the research aspect, it totally boosted me to take that risk, to take a big financial leap. And
Okay.
seeing the academician from different premier B school of India, it gives me a lot of optimism that I can make a better outlook for myself, for my institute that I have worked in, and for my people who I can serve in the form of society. So research will actually give you a context plus a content. and automatically the confidence will follow in you.
Hmm.
So more of a patience, the confidence in yourself is the key for a research journey. That is all an institute will ask for yourself.
Great.
So
Great. So
research
I
was
would love
more.
to know, Sunil, I would love to know which other IIMs and institutes did you apply to?
Okay, so due to some conditions I was working, I had lost most of the opportunity to apply in most of the IIMs. Let's
Hmm.
say 10 IIMs were gone in short straight away. Only 10 IIMs calls which I got after I cleared my CAT in 2020. This was my first attempt, the first very attempt for PhD or the CAT part, because
Hmm.
I have done my MBA a lot way back in 2014 itself. So when
Hmm.
I got the call from IIM Kozhikode, that one I applied. That was the first call that I have been given. Second was the IIM Kashipur, IIM Bodh Gaya, and IIM Sambalpur.
Hmm.
So only four I applied. Other three, IIM Bodh Gaya, Kashipur, and Odis. The Sambalpur was because of more of a locational advantage and convenience to me and my family. So
Hmm.
I applied only to four of the IIMs and SPJ and Bombay, for which the process is yet to begin. And I converted IIM Bodh Gaya. Then in Kashipur, I'm at wait list number one for marketing
Okay.
registration. Unfortunately, I'm Kozhikode could not convert, and I'm Sambalpur phase two is still remaining.
Okay.
So these were the five institute that I
Hmm.
applied to.
Great. So I would like to know about I am
So
both Gaya's experience. So let's begin on that aspect. So how? So you already mentioned that the interview went for like 1 hour. So how would you like to classify your interview? So related to your personal decisions or content and context, and was it very grilling? So tell me more about it, like how it happened. And Sunil,
yes.
tell me, because your educational background is very rich, what kind of questions were asked in your interview?
So my questions were basically focusing on my work experience. I
Hmm.
have work experience of approximately 4 years in public and private sectors both, and related to the research proposal which I told them at the initial
Hmm.
level only. This is my research proposal about this topic in marketing, and questions were thrown in and out from there. I was not expecting that I am both would be throwing me so much of technical questions.
Hmm.
But just because you are going for a research, you have to be well prepared in advance for the question that can come in,
Hmm.
and that research proposal will help in. So
Hmm.
they asked me whether you have read any research proposal about the topic that you are going to present in the phase two or some. Well, yes, sir, I have read. And they were asking about what models that you came across, what were the theories that you came across, what were the close by areas that you have gone through. And suppose my topic was on branding, so do you know brand loyalty, you know brand love, do you know brand image and brand awareness, what are the differences between them? So they were trying to get my conceptual clarity on every parameters, and luckily I was able to satisfy them with the examples with my work experience, and I was able to relate that. So that I
Hmm.
think helped me a lot, because I was taking it on a like I was stepping foot into their questions, taking it on my own, that how I approach that pathway in my
Hmm.
industry. So okay, now then after that, they didn't ask much about the statistical or any research methodology. They asked me about the process, that you are giving you have thought of a proposal about a research, then how you will approach that, what are the steps which are being needed. So they asked me each and every step, what will be the sampling, how what sampling study you will take in your research. So
Hmm.
there are certain methods which is adopted in research proposal, so we have to go through every steps. And
Hmm.
better if we are ready with an example for every step.
Hmm.
Sampling
Hmm.
is there, why you're taking applied or action research. So there has to be a particular reason for your why, for
Okay.
your research. So the why, knowing of why is much more important in research, because see, everything in research is a scientific and logical driven aspect. Okay,
Hmm.
so if you are clear on that, it will definitely help, make you helpful in your interview part, and it will make them confident that you have certain mindset and you can stay in this long commitment program.
So, Sunil, what kind of questions were asked to you related to your work experience and qualification background, which are more towards your personal experiences before applying to I am both Gaya? Tell me more about it. Like, what kind of questions were asked, and what were your answers for that?
So to be specific on the questions put into towards myself, that I had told them initially that I would want to make a proposal on research on branding aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So they asked me more of all about the brand aspect that have we have come across the Kotler and Keller books. So
Mm-hmm.
conceptual clarity about the branding, the definition, the different models that we have studied in brandings, and what all models that you can relate to. It can be of consumer psychology, it can be of consumer impulse behavior. So there are a lot of aspects which are being reconnected to my branding aspect, and they were asking that how you relate to your industry. So is there any effort that you have taken in your current working industry that will relate to it, and how you think changes in it in upcoming future, that what will be your outtake in your industry if you take this research topic, what impact it can bring to your industry, and what social cause it can add to. So more of I think they were asking about me about the futuristic aspect, since I already told them that this is the proposal I'm going to work with, and I have certain ideologies based on my experience, based on my past academic experience, which I want to put into. So they were asking that what would be the implications on your life, your society, and the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And questions were not mostly in the statistical or research part, but they were asking about the conceptual clarity, that
Okay.
how you relate these topics. Like it should not be it should not be related to much older aspect, but if you are working currently, how these things will be related to your current industry, because the research could be like it could be a long term commitment. So they were seeing me the whether industrial experience has given me an input to this or not.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, they were asking me that what other things you find that research in B schools would lag in future, or if you compared with other B schools from foreign industry. So
Mm-hmm.
tell me about what are the different that you notice. So these
Mm-hmm.
were basically the questions. Phase two was more of more of grilling on your proposal. Like Bodhgaya has two phases. First was the phase one, that was the normal conceptual clarity and about your introduction part. The phase two started with a PPT. So we have to make a cut short PPT for five slides.
Okay, so there are two phases. Phase one is
Yes,
like your personal interview, personal interaction, and your work
yes,
experience and all.
yes,
And
yes.
phase two was immediately after that, or were you given some more time to prepare for the PPTs and all? Like, how did it happen?
So we were given only a 2 days time,
Mm-hmm.
and the moment we got the selection letter for the phase two, we were immediately told that you have to make a PPT up to 5 to 6 slides. More maximum it could be up to 8 slides, and there was a time boundation of 10 minutes which have to be taken care of, because afterwards Q&A will be there from the faculty itself, from the panelists. So we
Okay,
were
let me
given this.
understand it again. So your phase one happened on a particular date. You
Yes,
got the result of phase one, that you have been
yes,
selected, and then you entered
yes,
in phase two. For that,
yes,
2 days were given, and some
true,
guidelines to prepare the PPTs were also given. You
yes,
prepared those things, and then 10 minutes were given to you. Then your phase
yes.
two, in 10 minutes, you were supposed to present your idea, research proposal in 10 minutes, including Q&A.
Right.
Am I
No,
right?
not only the 10 minutes were
Okay.
dedicated specifically for a PPT, for the PPT
Okay.
itself.
Okay. Okay. Got it now. Hmm. Carry on.
So after that, once the PPT got over, then they were questioning me about my research proposal, about all the aspects that I mentioned, and they
Hmm.
were very keen in knowing that whatever inputs I have given, whether I was sure on it, whether I was knowing the individualistic keywords or the citation that I have mentioned, whether I was knowing about the theories or not, or just that I have written it.
Mm-hmm.
So they also told me interview, you see, if you are writing something at the after the interview got over, they told me their opinion about my PPT. They told me the whatever things you write, my PPT is very cut short of 5 to 6 slides only. So they told me whatever inputs you mention, make sure you get a proper research on that.
Mm-hmm.
So suppose if somebody is making any about make is making putting any point about longitudinal research
Mm-hmm.
or cross sectional research, so they have to understand the important aspect. What is longitudinal research? What are the parameters we can give longitudinal research, and what are the parameters we cannot give?
Mm-hmm.
So about knowing and not knowing are the two different things. You have to know about your research input that you are presenting in a PPT. You have to be very specific. There is no behind the bush. and all the professors were definitely extremely genius, and they know each and every point. What was your thought process before even you were presenting for this topic? So they will come to know automatically. They
Mm,
will come to know your aspirations, your thought process, and accordingly they will put questions forward to you, which you
mm,
may not expect.
mm,
And best part is that there are certain other things that panelists told me about the other research topic, which I can relate to my current proposal. So it
mm,
was a good enriching experience to me. Now I came to know that okay, there are certain verticals also which I can add future.
mm,
So they themselves have given me certain valuable inputs, which will automatically give me more confidence that yes, there are certain future scope which I can work on apart from my current industrial research.
mhm,
So phase two was more of grilling, just because they want to know each and everything about yourself, about your research acumen, to be very
mm.
specific, and
Okay.
how you are able to relate it to other upcoming trends. It is
Mhm,
not just that you have done your topic, you are over. No,
mhm.
there are a lot of other inputs that you have to add value and what changes you can bring in your current research. So
Mhm.
it was more of an enriching experience for me. More than a grilling, I
Okay.
could rate it more of an enriching part, the phase
Mhm.
two part.
Okay.
And I one point of time I got very much nervous because they were telling no, it will not be done, no, this and all. So I was when they I was totally nervous at that point. So they told me, so be calm. There is nothing to get nervous. This is
Mm,
just a proposal you are presenting.
mm,
Maybe you can change your mindset once you join the FPM program, and the things could be different.
mm,
So you have to hold back your horses till the
mm,
interview part is over. There are a lot of anxiety during the phase of interview, which have to kept calm in front of them. Because
mm,
once you get anxious or nervous, they will automatically catch hold of that, and you will make a silly mistake, and that
mhm.
will actually will not be helpful if you are nervous or if you are not confident.
So, how did
So
you overcome this nervousness which you experienced?
So I politely, I positively agreed with them in a polite manner that yes, sir, definitely, I will work on the aspect that you have told me, and yes, I can
Mm,
do understand that there are a lot of future prospect that I can add to my value, and definitely you will be the best person that I can find,
mm,
and you will be the best guide to guide me on these things because problems only arises when things are new to you.
mm,
If the problem, if the solution is already there, there is no problem at all. So I got to learn a lot of new things from the professor which I haven't come across post my MBA experience. So I
mhm.
was actually very much surprised about the knowledge that they put to you during the interview phase.
Okay.
So
So
I
you have
try to keep.
already, so you have already
Yes,
started getting information and knowledge and wisdom from professors
exactly,
of different sort
exactly.
itself in the interview. So that is nice. That is a good approach to look at the interview. That at least your experience is getting enriched with the
Yes.
different kind of interviews. Great. So tell me more about like how did you prepare? What books did you read and which articles did you follow? How did you prepare for the phase two part of your interview?
Okay. So for phase two part, I would recommend certain books. Kotler and Keller will be the first Bible of marketing, which
Mm,
everybody knows. Apart from that, there are certain websites which are being available on internet. Website name is Mad Over Marketing, okay, marketing.com, which will make you enrich with the current industrial research aspect, any fresh topic that you can gain through this website. And there is a since I was more focused on the branding aspect, I was reading about Shade Gordon's book for branding. He is a well-known American author who writes books mostly on branding aspect. So these are the three books I was keenly focused on. And then I tried to get some of the research proposal from my friends who are currently enrolled in FPM program. I at least read, I think, 20-25 papers, research papers, just to get that I should not skip anything that has been taken in the past of my topic. So 20-25 research paper and making a proper analysis of it. That this all happened in the duration of 6 months when I was able to apply. And apart from that, there are certain research proposal which are given on government websites also that will give you the data on statistics and figures. And if you are good in numbers, then definitely it will give you a boost in the confidence. So these are the basic aspects. Lot many things are available on the internet, so we should go through that about research proposal. Uh, Excuse me, hello, ma'am, you're not audible.
yeah, got it. So it was
Yes,
on
ma'am.
mute. Yes.
Yes. So these are the various aspects which I went through for
Mhm.
my preparation.
Okay, so I'm going to move to the next part of the conversation, which
Okay.
is like, okay, so tell me more about mental preparation. So it is all about the theoretical and the conceptual clarity and all, because PhD is a long journey. It's like four
Right.
years at least. So
Yes.
as an individual, how you prepared yourself and what kind of questions were asked around that preparation, the mental preparation for the PhD program.
Okay. Since, as you mentioned, PhD is a long-term commitment journey, so I was very much acknowledged about this fact that, see, if I being enrolled in any FPM program, I have to give my inputs towards this 4 to 5 years programs, and you have to take an opinion also from different people that what could be the possible consequences once you complete the program. So mentally, I was having this mindset that yes, I have to somehow complete it. I have taken this task and I have to
Mm,
complete it.
mm,
I have to be honest to myself. So
mm,
that part of motivation was always there in me. And
mm,
since I got a good experience, my when I was to mention a fact, I was about to leave a public sector job. Okay,
mhm,
well-paying job. So when I told them that, see, I have been selected or I am applying for this program, everybody like motivated me. They were very happy that I'm going for to pursue a research program for a long purpose. So
mhm,
there was many motivational factor that I got from people who was surrounding me, either being my industrial experience or my academic journey. So
mhm,
that motivation was a bigger factor for me to pursue this program. And
mhm,
when I was going through the process of preparation, I saw that a lot of thoughtful approach have came to me during this journey, and I'm seeing things in a much specific way or
mhm,
in a much mature way, which was not there when I was getting my comfortable when I was into my comfortable position in a job. So
mhm,
there was a lot of good happenings to me during this course of journey, and actually it was more of a change in my
mhm,
approach. So things which were I'm not able to manage now, I had a good approach toward that, and I'm able to manage
mhm,
that thing in a much quicker time. So this is
mhm,
the impact this journey has made to me within this phase of 6 months. So I was
mhm,
thinking that once I will come out of the journey post 4 to 5 years, how much
mhm,
impact it can make to me and to my people. Like
mhm,
there will be many people who would be aspiring, who would have certain setbacks in their mindset that whether I should go or not, but
mhm,
I will take this journey itself is very much enthusiastic, very much enriching, and very much more of an enlightenment factor for your individualistic growth. Like there is,
mhm,
I don't find any much other industry which will give, which will ask, which will tell you ki what aspect you want to work.
mhm,
See, I have seen that in industry there is certain mindset of people. There are certain policies and compliances that you have to work on these and this set of rules, just like a status quo. But research is the only industry which will give you opportunity and will make you ask that what thing you want to work on. And I
mhm,
think it is much more of a motivational factor for one to pursue this FPM program,
mhm, mhm,
because it is hardly anywhere that somebody asks yourself what you want to work on.
mhm.
So that is already a splendid journey you have already thought of.
Okay, so it means that you're free to do what you want to do and make your
Exactly,
own career. So I think you
exactly.
are on a right track when you think of making your own career in a way you want. Academia is one such place wherein you can design and rethink, rebuild at any time in your life. So that is the beauty of academia. That is the beauty of research. And you very rightly pointed out one last question which I have. Um,
Yes, sir.
Give me three tips for the upcoming potential PhD students for 2022.
So first step would be amalgamation of two keywords. That would be of patience and perseverance. That
Mhm,
is must needed in a researcher or any academic professional.
mm,
Patience and perseverance will give you a lot of confidence, a lot of thought approach to your mindset, and it is
mm,
much being needed. Second would be read, read as much as possible, research, re-research, analyze it, comprehend, and take opinions from others. Because see, you
mm,
should not be biased. There are certain research proposal which we came across which says that the research is biased, and there are certain future scopes. So better you should work on these things in the
mm,
second part.
mm,
So comprehension, taking opinions, adding more inputs from others' observations is the second part. And third part is be specific on what you are going to do for this next 4 to 5 years, because
Mm.
it will judge or it will set a pathway for your next years. Let's
Mm.
say next 25 or 30 years, whatever you want to go into this teaching or academic or as a consultant. So you
Mm.
have to be bit specific, because see, the competition is a lot. There are a lot of options available, and more options, more you are confused. So it is rather to judge yourself on the very primitive part, that what is the proposal, what is the industry, what is the topic I'm going to pursue, and
Mm.
what other things can I relate into.
Mhm.
So it gives another pathway that you have to keep two or other three things in mind, that
Mm.
I can work on this also, because some way it will be related to your work. Let's
Mhm.
say on my basis, I have taken branding as my research proposal. Definitely, consumer behavior will come into picture some or the
Mm.
other way. But we
Mm.
cannot just separate them. They are
Mm.
part of the universal factor of marketing.
Mm.
So apart from your specification, you have to keep other output also for your research journey, and that will give you an motivational factor, and monotonous things won't happen with due course.
Mhm. So marketing is really exciting and really insightful. So good luck to you. All the best, and we may meet soon at I am Bodh Gaya. All the best to you,
Thank you
Sunil.
so much, ma'am. It would be my pleasure to meet you.
It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to Inkpot Hub Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India.